Hi, I'm Dean Perrine, Executive Vice President of JSA, and on behalf of NetSapiens, I'd like to welcome my longtime friend and the NetSapiens CEO, Mr. Anand Buch. Anand, it is always a pleasure to speak with you.
Dean, nice to see you again.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Anand, the last time we spoke, we talked about some significant milestones that NetSapiens has had really over the last year, 18 months. However, just recently, there has been another significant milestone, and that was one that was reported on by Frost and Sullivan. We all know Frost and Sullivan. In the Frost and Sullivan report, they shined a very bright light on you and on NetSapiens, your company, specifically announcing, naming NetSapiens as the third-party platform vendor with the fastest growth in all of North America. Anand, congratulations. That's a significant milestone, but why don't you tell us a little bit about that milestone and really how it came to be?
A lot of focus, a lot of grit, a lot of staying true to who we are. And it's exciting, it's humbling. But it's nice to be recognized by a third party, and it can't be done without the innovation of all of our service provider partners who take our technology and take our platform and do some fantastic things with it. And again, a lot of it is just being laser focused on this part of the market and being focused on really aligning ourselves with the business objectives of our partners.
Yeah, and we talk about the fact that NetSapiens is kind of there, always there for your customers, so that they can be there for their customers. And that's one of the things, having done a number of video case studies for you guys in the past. That's a theme that we see a lot from your customers, and ultimately their appreciation for being able to be there for their customers. Can you talk a little bit about your partners and their customers and the lengths that you guys go to make sure that you're meeting their expectations?
Yeah, so I think the main point is a couple of key points: a very flexible platform, and also a very flexible way of just doing business with us, right? I think intrinsically, you have to align yourself, even though it's going to be a long road potentially. We saw something in the marketplace, a need that our providers didn't have the ability to necessarily go from small to large or grow with their vendors, right? Many years ago, when we started the business, it seemed very clear that vendors, as they were trying to grow their businesses, would have to switch gears and go to different vendors at different stages of their growth. And so we wanted to create something that was, very much aligned with allowing them to, start at the right size of whatever that may be, and the right size both from a technology standpoint and a business standpoint, and then be able to, grow with them. And so that's what we work on, right? We also try to stay small and agile so we can understand our customers' needs. And that's, that doesn't always result in extremely fast turnaround, but it does result in our ability to really understand what they need when they operate as they go forward.
Yeah. So in the report, one of the things that was maybe the biggest eye opener when I was going over that report is that Frost was really putting you in the same league as folks like Cisco and Microsoft and Mitel, which is pretty darn good company, if you ask me. But what differentiates NetSapiens from perhaps the behemoths in the industry?
Yeah, well, so it's funny when I saw that too, and I'm a big sports fan. I think the first thing that came to mind is a Cinderella story, right? Like, we don't have, we don't have the brand and the following and the ability to, very easily invest, a lot of money to compete with these players. But here we are, right? We still haven't, we haven't won the Final Four, but we're that Cinderella story that made the Final Four.
Yeah.
And part of it is just grit and the way we do business. Again, discipline, focus, And it very much is, we can talk about technology all day long and the flexibility of the technology, but it is very much about connecting the business objectives, right? The fundamental business model that we created many, many years ago that allowed our customers to consume the product the way they consume the product was very much driven around trying to meet what the market needed from a business objective standpoint and created value from them right from day one. And so that's not something that you can just kind of flip overnight. It has to become a part of what you live and breathe. Mm-hmm. And I think that's our biggest differentiator, relative to the biggest players, is, sometimes small can be a disadvantage, but we believe it as an advantage because we're incredibly efficient. We do a lot with a little, but it's the way we do business, I think, is the biggest differentiator.
Yeah, well, others are recognizing the way you do business, including Frost Sullivan. NetSapiens now has the distinction as a top-tier vendor, now ranking number 4, as we discussed, by UCaaS seats in the North American market, according to Frost and Sullivan, as we discussed. But how might this overall recognition change the way? I think I know the answer to this one, Anand, but how might it change the way you folks do business and your future plans?
Well, I mean, I think, one of the big objectives this year was to really create a way to create a sustainable foundation with respect to investing in the business, mm-hmm. so that we can invest in our partners and continue to grow the business, right? And so that was obviously, announced recently about the merger with Crescendo. Mm-hmm. That's not final yet. However, that was a big key point. And to answer your question is, we need to scale and we need to grow. Our customers are growing, and they're growing very, very quickly. And so our reaction is, we have to do more. We're playing in the big leagues now, and so we want to stay there, right? And we want to stay in that category. And to do that, we have to invest more. We have to look at stronger partnerships. We have to look at, what we can do to, bring in additional investment so that we can do those things. And so it's all about growth, and so we have to continue to grow, listen to our customers, and continue to bring products to the market and do it faster, do it better. That's really the takeaway from this, is that the job is far from done.
Yeah. Anand, thanks. That's all the time we have. I really appreciate your time with me. Let's do this again, in a couple months.
Absolutely. Thanks, team.
Thank you, Anand.